Hey, get a close-up of my face. Yep. That's the struggles of doing horror conventions. I was able to make it to 6 without busting up my face, but my sign wanted to hit me this time. It's all good. I'm here at Monster Mania 52 in Oaks, Pennsylvania. I'm going to give you some insight on the convention and some more news about my book, so let's get to it. Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of In My Own Words. I wanted to give a brief recap of my experience at Monster Mania in Oaks, Pennsylvania. As always, I brought my friend Lee to help me at my booth, and we went down on Veterans Day weekend. I had a blast. As horror conventions go, the booths, the merchandise, the celebrities, just soaking in all the cosplayers and fans and the enjoyment of getting things signed is always just so fun for me. This is my 6th event for the year. It feels like routine at this point. I was able to reconnect with an author who I frequent horror conventions with, and I was able to meet new authors who I'd either heard of or I have admiration for. So overall, it was a great experience. I was able to talk about writing. I was able to talk about just the experience of bringing these things to conventions. As much as I do enjoy the horror conventions, my experience at this one particularly was very different. I noticed that the first half of the convention was very slow. There weren't a lot of people coming to buy books or interact with authors as much. But by the second half, I would say Saturday afternoon, people were coming to buy books, talk about what I had on my table, and there was a lot more interest going forward. Now, I was actually able to sell out of Madman, which was an experience that I hadn't had yet, and I was so overwhelmed with joy and excitement that someone would find my book so enjoyable that they would deprive me of all the copies that I brought. You know, to be able to take photos of half my table empty and to write sold out on my sign was just so great. And if any of you are watching this, I really, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank you for giving this book a chance and still giving me the joy of signing your books and talking about my books and seeing the expression on your face when I tell you about the books. So thank you. And to my friends and my author friends and other authors are there who shared words of encouragement. I owe it all to you guys, so thank you, truly. As much as I do enjoy the horror convention experience, this one in particular, I'm not sure if I will be returning to. It was a learning experience, and it was a time that I'm never going to forget. I think I would steer more towards the Cherry Hill events as opposed to the Oaks events. But going forward, I'll be updating you about conventions I do. I already have a few lined up for next year, which I will be filling you in on. Keep an eye out, and I will be giving you full details on what's coming up next. With each new episode, I like to give a little bit more news on my upcoming novella, Hyde Cove. The manuscript is done, it's ready to go. Unfortunately, the cover art isn't complete yet. It can be a little frustrating, which I understand, but I did want to give a little sneak peek on what's to come. I was able to get a little artwork done by my cover artist, which he was able to conceptualize. So I'm going to be posting that here. Now, I understand it may not make a whole lot of sense right now, but I do want to tell you these characters are going to scare the crap out of you. They are violent, they are out for blood, and their purpose is very important to the story. Now, a lot of this novel is very close to my heart because it takes place in a fictional town that's based off my hometown. Make sure you keep watching, make sure you're subscribed, because I'm going to be giving you exclusive news first here before anywhere else, so keep an eye out for that. With Hyde Cove done, I already started working on my next project. Now, this is a collection of things that I have already written to some regard. I have a novelette that was meant for Madman that didn't quite fit, and then I have a short story that I had submitted to anthologies that didn't really find a home, and I will be adding a third novelette to really wrap up the two stories, which also combines the first 2 stories into one epic conclusion. So you're really going to be getting a sci-fi horror, space horror trilogy that's going to be packing a lot into a very small and quick read. So as I wrap up the last story, I will be updating you either in the January episode or the February episode with the progress on that. One of the authors who I met at Monster Mania, Scott Cole, is also a cover artist, so he's going to be working on the cover for this next one for me, and I'm really excited for what he brings to this alien sci-fi horror little collection of mine. So please keep watching. I'll be posting updates on that. Scott's a very talented artist. He's done a lot of books that I've either read or anticipate on reading from authors that I genuinely love. So like I said, keep watching, and I'll give you updates on my 4th book, which will hopefully be out early spring, and even hopefully for AuthorCon the last weekend of March and the first weekend of April. So keep looking out for that. I had never posted anything about audiobooks for either Madman or Death Clans. However, I do have some exciting news regarding one of those. An old high school friend, Nicholas Soto, had reached out to me about his ambitions for voice acting, and he had also started reading Madman. So what he did was he started recording his own interpretation of the short stories and telling them in an episodic format and posting them on his website. Now the short stories, which will each have their own little episode, are going to be available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm going to be posting links in the description below. We're going to be able to hear my short stories told by Nick, and you're going to get this eerie, dark tone for all of them. And it is something that I never thought was going to be possible for my writing. I'm deeply honored that Nick reached out to me, and this collaboration is something that I find great joy in, not only to be able to reconnect with a high school friend, but being able to put our passions into one project and bring people who enjoy the audiobook experience something new, something different. I look forward to what you guys think. Again, thank you to Nick for doing this, and please go show some support. Be sure to follow his stuff on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Which stories did you like listening to the most? Comment down below, and I look forward to hearing from you. I have one more convention for the end of the year, and that is the Horror Sideshow Holiday Market, and that's going to be in Edison, New Jersey on December 17th. If you're close, please come out. There's going to be over 70 vendors, and there's going to be some more celebrity guests, and I'm not sure how many authors will be there, but I will definitely be there, and I will have a ton of books waiting for you guys. With this final episode, I will be also doing a recap of my year, what I've learned, what my best and worst experiences were, what I'm going to be doing moving forward, and what's coming in 2023. I've enjoyed doing this so much with you guys, and even though my last episode is coming next month, it's not my last episode. Next year's going to be huge. We already have a few conventions lined up. We have more popping up, and I'm excited to share more news. I have Hyde Cove right around the corner. I have my 4th coming in spring, so make sure you're watching, make sure you're subscribed, and you're going to be getting a lot more from me in the near future. Like I said before, please make sure you subscribe. Help me grow, help me get bigger, help me share a lot more writing with other people. As always, guys, happy reading. I'll catch you next time. Take care.